point here. Today I want to talk relationships and writing, and how your writing can help you deal with those relationships you don't understand, when you don't feel really understood by others, when you don't feel really respected despite all the work you do on yourself. So tell me in the comments what kind of relationship right now trigger you, and we will see together how we can improve it, your relationships and your communication with your notebook. So the exercise we will practice together today is something that we can apply in all kind of relationship. It can be your romantic relationship, but it's also with your friends, with your family, at work. But first and foremost, I'm gonna explain you how I created it. Maybe like you, 2021 was a very challenging year, especially for my relationships. It was an emotional roller coaster. I had to find a new way to communicate, especially in English and especially with my new partner. This relationship just shook me during the whole year. The more we settled our love, the more I was totally triggered by new forms of anxieties, especially when he mentioned his ex-partner with whom he was still married and with whom he still had a house in Canada. So, you know what? I was totally overwhelmed by new forms of fear, anger, sadness, and I had to find a way, because those emotions, those new feelings, I had the responsibility to change it. That was my responsibility, is to transform it. I needed to set boundaries as well in order to respect myself. And once again, writing helped me to find a new way to communicate and a new way for everybody to feel respected. And guess what? This is what we're gonna do right now. So get your notebook ready. Let's find a good pen, and we're gonna do a really simple but really efficient practice to understand the relationship that tense you up, and to learn a new way to express your emotions, to express your needs without getting upset. Okay, let's get started. Let's start by putting your brain in alpha mode, like we did together last week, okay? So ground your feet on the floor right now. Open your posture. Connect the top of your head with your biggest imaginations and creative ideas. You feel this extension, and you can start inhaling on 4 at your own pace and exhaling on 4. You can keep breathing like that during the whole exercise, okay? Relax your body with your breathing and check in your body. How does your body feels right now? Just check in. Unlock the tension with your breath and notice where your body is really relaxed. Okay, and start to notice the sensation of feeling safe in your body. You will see during this exercise that safety is really key to understand and release your emotions, especially when you communicate with someone else. So feel this safety and trick your brain by smiling and tell your brain that you're safe, that everything is good for you right now. You are in security inside you. Okay? Keep your energy high and calm, and write in your notebook. Open your notebook and write down, what relationship are you having trouble with right now? Just write down the relationship you want to work on today, okay? Describe the situation. Describe with your own words this relationship without judging yourself and without judging the other person. Try just to describe the facts. of this relationship that triggers you, and ask yourself the question, do you really believe on what you have just written? If it's not totally the truth, you can continue writing till the facts are real, okay? And we will stop the exercise on this statement, okay? And when you're ready, write down in your notebook, how do you feel when you read those lines, when you read the facts of this relationship? What are you feeling right now about that? Just put some words about that, okay? And now I will guide you through different emotions to understand their meanings and to understand the hidden messages of your emotions, of your feelings, okay? First, do you feel anger about this relationship? Do you feel that your territory and your values are not respected? This is usually what anger is. Do you feel that it's not fair for you, maybe? Do you feel that you are not respected as a person in this relationship? Which values of yours are not respected exactly? Write it down, okay? Now, note that if you keep your anger for yourself, it's double pain for you, okay? You're hurting yourself and you will explode and say things that you don't mean, okay? So write what you have to say to this other person about this anger you're feeling, okay? Step by step, you will be able to express without blowing up. So write down your anger and write down what you need to say to this other person about this anger, okay? Try to name this anger, for example, okay? And put on your notebook an action you can take in order to reduce this anger. What kind of action can you do to reduce it? Okay? Then, do you feel fear in this relationship? Write it down. Are you avoiding something about this relationship? This is usually what we do when we have fears. Do you feel like you are in a survival mode in this relationship? Like fight and flight, nervous system super activated, super stimulated? Do you feel like you're triggered like that? How do you feel in your body about this fear? Do you feel like you protect yourself from something? From not being hurt, for example? Does this relationship stop you from being happy? Maybe sometime, not especially all the time, but write in your notebook those moments that you're not in your true happiness anymore because of what is triggered in this relationship. Write it down softly. Do you feel sometimes you're afraid to not be loved enough, for example? Do you think sometimes you're afraid to not have pleasure enough in this relationship? Or to be blocked by having more pleasure? Does this relationship make you feel frozen sometimes? maybe you don't feel ready to go to the next step. That's why you feel fear. What is this fear? How can you name it? Okay? How can you name it, and what kind of action can you take in order to reduce this fear? Okay? How can you see this fear differently? How can you see this fear as an opportunity to grow? Write without thinking, okay? What name and what action? How can you get out of your survival mode to feel more secure in your body? To bring new blood in your relationship? Write it down. And then write down in your notebook if you feel sad in this relationship. What kind of sadness maybe this relationship brings you? Do you feel like a loss? Like you lose something maybe? Comparing previous relationships? Do you feel like mourning? Do you feel like you're going through a profound change or transformation? Like you're losing something, you're losing the person you were before and you're going toward a new person? Does this relationship make you change deeply? That's why it makes you feel sad? Write down. Do you feel maybe like a phoenix? You know, something is dying to rebirth after. Write down all about the sadness you feel about this relationship, okay? And know that sadness is a really great opportunity to renewal, okay? It's usually a preparation for a new chapter, for a transition to the better. So how can you take advantage of those emotions? How can you take advantage of being more respected by expressing more your anger? How can you take care more about yourself to reduce the fear? And how can you prepare your next chapter in life to feel less sadness? Write it down. How can those emotions can be an opportunity for you to grow? Take your time. Take your time to write all the bad scenarios maybe you have anticipated about the future that don't exist anymore, and rewrite the scenario with a positive scenario about this future that is not here yet. You can also put some words about this person you are without your sadness, anger, and fears. Who is this person? Put some words on it. And now, train yourself to express to the other person, how do you feel? Express that to this person. I feel. And you know that when you say I feel to another person in a relationship, you don't judge the other person. You don't say you are like this or you did that to me. You express what you feel, and you feel the shift of the relationship when you start expressing how you feel instead of pointing out and say you are the problem in this relationship. So write down this dialogue. I feel the difference of a conflict, the same situation with this other person, but with this new dynamic. Okay? So once you have expressed how do you feel, now you can write what do you need. We have never been taught at school or at home to express our needs. So train yourself to write down and also to express your needs to the other person. Okay? Train yourself to express what you feel, to express what you need, and then you will express a request, a proposition to this other person. The more you practice this in your notebook, the easiest it's gonna be to put the other person in the good conditions to agree with your request, to agree with your rules, with what you want in this relationship. If you change the dynamic from judging what the other person is doing in the relationship, you're changing by expressing your feelings and your need, then the other person will be more receiving to agree to find you halfway. Congratulations. I invite you to write until you find you're totally ready to express your feelings and your needs to the other person. I invite you to practice and to write until you feel in your notebook that you have found creative solutions, creative ideas, creative propositions, high energy to bring in this relationship. And I also invite you to repeat this exercise each time you want to bring more joy and more love in any of your relationships. And of course, I invite you to comment below this video about your experience, about your questions maybe you have. I'm here to answer those questions and to help you find solutions and to improve your relationship in your notebook. Thank you very much for your trust. Thank you very much for practicing writing meditation with me. If you like this exercise, I invite you to download the guided audio full version of this exercise below this video, okay? And you can even reply to my email. I will again reply to your questions. I wish you a good week. I see you next week for the next video. Thank you again. Bye-bye.